Good day, America. Live from Sun and Fun, Portland, Maine. This is FrankMargel. It's not really sunny today, it's overcast. We've had a couple days of this. It's about 50 degrees in the shade, and just about everywhere you go, it's the shade. But that's okay. It's October 1st. It's Wild Wednesday here in Portland, Maine. And I'm right in front of the magnificent City Hall. And indeed, it is a magnificent work of architecture and design. And I'm sure it's got a few years on it. And I'm also, let me see if we can zoom in on it. I'm at Exchange Street. And yes, I'm going to visit Exchange Street again. But before I do that, some of you folks that view my videos and send me comments, thank you. By the way, you can find my videos at FrankMargel at YouTube.com. I post on LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook and Google Plus, and I guess my stuff gets spread throughout the internet, the World Wide Web. Now, some of you folks also know that when I get out and about, before I get out and about, I get my coffee, and I stretch out a little bit, and I try to get some exercise, and I go to some of the most beautiful places in all the world, and here in southern Maine. I go to trails, but I also cover some things that are going on in Portland. And sometimes the things that I discuss are worldwide. And I just wanted to address today the issue of Portland passing yet another ordinance, and there are many that they pass. And, well, they pass ordinances. And one of them is to raise the minimum wage for these businesses. I believe they want to peg it to $9.50 an hour. They started out with $10.10 an hour, and some of this might be coming from the political side of Portland. And check your own facts. It's a Freelance video. But rather than name names, let's just go ahead and discuss that for a minute. And while we're discussing that, let's try, I'm not going to try to confuse you, but let's try to kill two birds with one stone. If they can pass ordinances to limit protesting and demand businesses pay folks a certain amount of money, $9.50, $10 an hour, can they pass an ordinance to require everybody in the state of Maine to take a pandemic test? Can they pass an ordinance right here? Well, they can't. They might try to pass it in the state. Who knows where it's going to end? But right here in Portland, can they? Do you think they have the wherewithal to go? Well, we're setting up a pandemic testing station, and our ordinance now requires that everybody, not only in Portland, but all the commuters and travelers to and from Portland. Do you think they would go so far as say, well, here's the pandemic testing station, and we're going to test you for Ebola or other viruses that are on our pandemic watch list? And this is something. This is a tough question, and a lot of folks in talk radio are discussing this, and it's big media, and some folks. Let's take a walk down Exchange Street and continue with this conversation if you have some time, and I appreciate it. Does anybody know how difficult it would be? Are they going to also require all the schools? They could, couldn't they? It seems nothing's stopping them from, preventing people from protesting and all these issues going to the Supreme Court, and well, they got all these lawsuits about this one and that one has to pay for this one and that one, and welfare reform laws that are being challenged in court, and money makes the world turn around here. So yeah, this is kind of a freelance political commentary from fun-loving Frank here in Portland, Maine. And well, these are some of the things that we're facing in this community, and this community is visited by people from all over the world. So you know, we're getting a little. I got a little bit, and if you're listening to the news, we're getting these little spot ads that, well, it's all just contained down there in Dallas, Texas. Oh, really? Oh, everything is contained. Well, it's a pandemic or an epidemic or whatever it is. Look, I'm not affiliated with any of these businesses or talk radio. I'm a freelance guy. But there's if you've ever played this game, it's an Android app. For an Android device. It might be on other devices too. It's called Plague. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to play if you're really slow at the game like I am. But you know what? Go ahead. If you got a few minutes, and you might learn more about how a plague spreads than you will from listening to big media and all the government agencies that are hush hush about this. So I played it, and it made a lot of sense to me, and my eyes are open. And so today, on creepy October 1st, after hearing this news, here's a beautiful park right here off of Exchange Street. We're in the off season, so yeah, it's slow, and it's a Wednesday, and it feels like a Monday. I'm going to start my week all over after hearing that news. Have you heard it? So I got my coffee today, and I remember how I felt after 9/11 and some of the other big events. Remember what it was like after Kennedy was assassinated, and then we got people jumping over fences at the White House. And we got all this going on right here locally. We got the city suing the Department of Health and Human Services, and you know, there's a lot going on. So, are you aware on your October 1st, when you go out now, boy, I better wash my hands, I better bring some cloths with me, I better store some water. What am I gonna do? When is the school gonna start testing? So play the game, if you can, or do some research, do your own fact checking, but look into it, and you'll be like, yeah, do I walk around with blinders on? Do I walk around with sanitary wipes? Do I live in a plastic bubble now? Do I go to the hospitals? What am I going to do if I tell somebody I'm sick? What if they come out with bubble suits and test kits, and you're just not feeling well? You know, it means a lot. And when we get news like this, and we get these little tidbits of information, it doesn't always serve us well, because we have every right to be frightened, vigilant, terrified, and concerned, all in the same package. Because what it is when a virus of that magnitude comes to the United States of America, one of the freest nations in the world, you've opened Pandora's box. And shutting that is difficult. So it's a war. And it's a virus or a plague. We've got to find out more about this. This is Exchange Street. You know? What do you think? Do you think would you put it past them to have testing stations? They might do that. They might go, it's mandatory. Maybe perhaps you have to walk around with your test card. Do you get tested every week? Every day? Are you registered? You know, think about it. Do you send your kids to school? Do you keep them home? Do you still shop at Walmart and the mall? Do you wear gloves now? Are there bubble suits? Perhaps you could start a business, Ebola bubble suits, and start wearing them out in public. What are we gonna do when the next case arrives? Or 10, or 100? What if it comes to every state? So I'm not trying to panic you. I'm already panicked. Yeah, that's a big deal. And when you hear the talking heads and all the government officials like, remain calm, you already know that Pandora's box has been opened. So live from Sun and Fun, Portland, Maine on Exchange Street, I just went all out with my freelance commentary on the potential ensuing pandemic, Ebola. So let's put it in perspective. What do you think is going to happen first? Everybody's going to be making $10 to $15 an hour in Portland by ordinance, or they're going to set up testing stations first by ordinance. Well, I'll try to keep you posted. And it's rainy, it's overcast, it's a beautiful Maine day. I'm not spreading doom and gloom with the locals here. A lot of the folks probably have no idea what I'm talking about, and they'll never even see this video. But those few of you that do see it and feel the same way I do, or you have some legitimate concerns, would you go ahead and send me a comment? Is it that far-fetched that these cities and towns are going to start demanding testing? And how much is the testing going to cost, or it doesn't even matter? It's just going to bill everybody that's left alive after it's eliminated. Maybe it won't be eliminated in the way that we think it will be. So you have a safe day. I'm just out and about. I bought my coffee, and I'm still handling doorknobs and getting next to people, and I'm seeing people coughing and sneezing, and this is flu season. But I'm telling you, it's a pandemic. So send me a comment. Right here, we're at Middle Street. And there's Market Street over there, and it's a busy day. Portland's thriving. If I could leave this on an upbeat note, I'll say right now, there are no testing stations, and folks aren't really mandated or required by the city of Portland the businesses aren't required to pay people $9.50 to $10 an hour right now. But that all may change. Live from Middle City, Portland, Maine, here on Exchange Street. This is FrankMargel. You have a great Maine day, and I will keep you posted. Thank you for sending me your comments and your concerns. Have a great Maine day.